Welcome to this short overview of eligibility and application best practices for the winter 2025-2026 Beyond Mentoring program. My name is Laura Maltz, and I'm one of the Associate Directors of Advising and Programs at Beyond Barnard. First, I'll talk through what the Beyond Mentoring program is. We'll talk about eligibility for the program, and then I'll walk through quick application tips and ways to go about navigating offers effectively. Beyond Mentoring projects are short-term experiences with alumni, parents, or friends of the college. They last between 20 to 30 hours over a 2 to 4 week time period over winter break, which this year is from December 19th, 2025 to January 19th, 2026. All projects come with a stipend, either provided by Beyond Barnard or by the project host. With these projects, there's a lot to gain. First, you'll be able to gain skills that are transferable to many different types of work, whether that's research, analysis, communication, teamwork, and much more. You'll also build meaningful connections with your project hosts, which, as I mentioned, are alums, parents, or friends of the college. And you'll have a new experience to add to your resume. In terms of how to apply, projects go live on December 3rd, 2025 on Barnard Connect. If you're not already a member of Barnard Connect, I encourage you to join today. You must be a currently enrolled student to be eligible to apply and take up a Beyond Mentoring project. Every student is eligible to take up exactly one Beyond Mentoring project per program cycle. So if you've done a Beyond Mentoring project in previous cycles, you can apply to another one, but you may only take up one for this winter break cycle. Because these experiences are with off-campus employers, international students need to apply for and receive CPT, or Curricular Practical Training Work Authorization, to be able to legally take up these opportunities. In order to be eligible to apply for CPT, you must have already declared your major, and the project must be related to that major. You must also register for a 1-credit independent study course. Before applying and accepting a position, please reach out to International Student Services, which you can reach at 212-854-1777 or iss@barnard.edu, to further understand the CPT process, because CPT cannot be granted in all cases depending on the alignment with your major and also the time of year and availability of the independent study course. International students cannot begin a project until CPT is approved. Now let's talk through some quick tips for putting together effective Beyond Mentoring project applications and also navigating the offer acceptance process. First, you'll want to tailor your resume and a cover letter, if required by the project host, to the position itself. So this involves looking at what they list as qualifications and desired skills, and looking for places to integrate those things into your resume. Resumes also shouldn't have everything you've ever done on them, but instead should be a curated list of experiences, of things that you feel are most related to the project you are applying for. Beyond Barnard has a resume and cover letter guide, 2 separate guides, which can be found on Handshake. When you log into Handshake and you click on Career Center, you can then click on the tab for Resources to find the resume and cover letter guides and also templates of well put together documents. You can also, on Handshake, register for a resume or cover letter review with a peer career advisor. Additionally, you'll want to research the organization and interviewer before the interview for the project. So you'll want to be able to specifically answer why them. So why are you interested in their organization or them as a project host? And also why this? What about this specific project? The topic, the skill sets that you're being asked to put to work is especially compelling and a good fit for you. And then you'll also want to prepare your SARA stories. SARA stands for situation, action, result, and application. So let's say, for example, the project asks for somebody that has strong communication skills. You'll want to think about times where you demonstrated strong communication skills, and then think about the situation, the context of the story that you're going to show them, that you're going to tell them as evidence of the skill set, the action you took in the story, the result or the outcome of that action, and then application is a concluding sentence that ties the story to the position you are interviewing for. So you might say, from that experience, I really learned that it's best to communicate updates on your work status often, and that is a strategy that I would take into this project, just as an example. If you're made an offer for a Beyond Mentoring project, you'll want to reply to that host to at least acknowledge the offer and that you've received it. If you need a little bit of time to consider the offer, just let them know you're excited to have received the offer and ask them when they need to hear back from you by. If you are navigating offers for multiple projects, you'll want to make sure to take the time to evaluate which one is better suited for your interests. That said, in a perfect world, all offers would come in at the same time. That very rarely happens in most internship and job search processes in reality. So instead, you'll want to think about communication between both parties. So with the first offer, you can say, very excited to have received the offer. I need a few days to think through, plans for winter break. When do you need to hear back from me by? And then you can communicate to the other host that you are waiting to hear back from, perhaps with a project you are more excited about, that you have an offer that has just come in for another project, but their project is the one you are most excited about. Can they share a status update at this time or expedite you through their decision-making process? So that way you are being communicative with them, letting them know that you do have another opportunity you need to get back to that host about. Then, when you finally make a decision and commit to a project, we do ask and recommend, in terms of professionalism and best practices there, that you follow through with that commitment. You can always maintain the relationship with the other project host and let them know that you hope to stay in touch and perhaps work with them at a later time. If you need any support in figuring out where your interest lies or how to sort of navigate through multiple offers, you can also reach out to me, the program manager, at lmaltz@barnard.edu. I'm always happy to hop on a quick call with folks to help you through a decision-making process. So that's it for this quick presentation. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me as the program manager at lmaltz@barnard.edu. And we hope you have a good time looking through the available projects for this cycle.